John and I, we do it a different style. So we believe that wealth, like financial wealth, to be rich financially, has everything to do with being wealthy in your mind first and foremost. So it has to do with knowledge.
Hello, everyone. We're Jacqueline and Melvin Landry, and we welcome you to our podcast, Get Diversified. Throughout these series, we'll cover all the topics and questions you have about investing in apartment buildings, storage facilities, and mobile home parks. Being knowledgeable in these areas will help you feel more comfortable about investing. Apartment investing equals building wealth. Building wealth equals financial freedom. Achieving financial freedom allows you to spend your time with building memories with your loved ones. Let's face it, time is the one element in life that is limited, and you don't want to waste it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Get Diversified. I'm so happy. My name is Jacqueline Landry. I am your host today, and boy, do I have a special episode for you. I have my co-host here. Melvin, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Melvin James Landry III, and I'm 8 years old. I love planes. I want to fly one when I get older. And when I get older, I also want to go in apartment investing.
Fantastic. So I'm also here joined by Fady and John, father and son. And so want to give you guys the opportunity to introduce yourself.
Thank you, Jacqueline. Thank you, Melvin.
Thank you.
My name is Fady Srour, and I'm here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And this is John Srour. John, how old are you?
I'm 9 years old, and I like running. And same thing what Melvin said, I want to invest in apartments also.
Awesome. And why do you want to invest, John?
Well, I want to kind of follow my dad's trail, so that's one reason.
Awesome. And plus you can make a lot of money, right? And it's life is always better with money and more time to do the things that you want to do, like go to more freedom, more financial freedom. So awesome. So if you guys are okay, I'm just going to start questioning my son. What we do on a weekly basis is we go through flashcards. We actually have John, we brought John a pair of flashcards as well. And what we like to do is go through flashcards once a week for a new term. And I want him to be able to explain some of these things that he learned. So you ready, Pops? I call him Pops. So he's also Melvin James Landry III. So let's start off by a quick question. So what is capital?
Capital is money and like a form of wealth.
A form of money. Okay, that's a good way to put it. How about asset classes? Give me some examples of some different asset classes that you can invest in.
So real estate, commodities, like your home and stuff like that.
Yeah. What about stocks and bonds? Are there an asset class?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Good. We can't forget stocks and bonds because a lot of people invest in stocks and bonds, right? Mm-hmm. All right. So what does it mean when you have diversification?
When you have diversification, it means you're investing in all sorts of things like stocks and bonds and other unique things.
Such as real estate.
Yeah.
And why would you want to diversify your investments?
So sometimes you may not want it to be illiquid and you might want to turn it into cash immediately.
Yes, exactly. So that's good. So for John, do you know what liquid and illiquid means? No. Yeah. So Melvin, why don't you explain what liquid and illiquid is to all of our other 8 and 9 year olds out there?
So illiquid and liquid is when you make an investment, and then illiquid is when it's hard to turn your money back into cash. But when it's liquid, it's easy to turn your money back into cash.
That's good explanation. So with stocks and bonds, if let's say tomorrow you needed to pull out $25,000 from the stock market, you can do that. But when you're doing apartment investing, your cash is not really liquid because you can't pull it out until the building gets sold. So great explanation. High five. All right. So let's talk about Syndication, what does that mean? So Melvin asked me this question one time because he kept hearing mom and dad talk about syndication. He goes, what the heck is it? So how did I explain it to you?
So you said when a group of people are working together and they're all making money, they put it into one and then invest it all and then split it up back and give it to other people.
Yeah,
Correct.
so that's good. Not exactly 100%. So remember, when you buy an apartment building, the bank gives you about 60-70% of the money. But then you need to go out there and get little chunks from everybody else, right? And when you're getting that 50,000 or 100,000 from everybody else, is that called passive investing or active investing?
Not sure.
Not sure. Passive,
Okay.
right? So limited partner and passive. Okay. All right. So that's good. Hey, we have a few other things that we can talk about, but those are some of the key things that we've been focusing on. And if we have additional time, I've introduced Melvin into venture capitalist world and what that means, because I belong to this group in New York because I love New York, and all these people are venture capitalists. So we'll talk about some of those terms if we have some additional time, but I would love to hear about what you're teaching John, and John, what you're learning from this whole experience.
Well, good job, you guys. Melvin, excellent. I love your answers.
Thank you.
Good memory. And I could see that your knowledge is increasing. So I can't wait to see when you turn 18, how much more you're going to know. You're going to know more than me and your mom combined. That's for sure.
That's how we'll know we're good parents.
Well, I didn't know any of this stuff at his age. I could tell you that much for sure.
Right.
Okay, so John and I, we do it a different style. So we believe that wealth, like financial wealth, to be rich financially, has everything to do with being wealthy in your mind, first and foremost. So it has to do with knowledge. So John, for you, what are some of the ways that you practice every day, every week to become wealthy?
Well, I do reading.
What kind of reading you do, and what kind of books?
I do business books. Like I've read Sell or Be Sold, 10X Rule, and I've read like mindset books like The Secret, what else? The Master of Self.
Which that book that you finished recently that you got as a gift?
I got a gift, the book Wealthy Gardener.
Wealthy Gardener. Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me this. Why is it important for you to develop a wealthy mindset?
Because without the wealthy mindset, you need knowledge to like be wealthy, because without knowledge, it's like it can't happen.
Okay, so what kind of knowledge that we focus on to become wealthy financially? First of all, what is wealthy?
Well, there's different kinds of wealth, like wealth in your mind, wealth in money, wealth and other stuff.
Okay, so as far as what we know, what we've been studying, and how long have you been studying and reading books?
Like a year or two.
It's more than that.
3 years.
At
4
least.
years.
At least. So you're 9, so you've been doing this at least for 4 years, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you study these books, right?
Yeah.
And you want to be wealthy, why is it important, and why does it matter to be wealthy financially? What's the point of that? What's the goal of that?
Because you can make more money and you can invest in apartments and like you can build more stuff around the world.
Okay, so if you do that, what would be the benefit of all that?
You make more money and then other people will start living in like your apartments and
Correct.
that.
Correct. But if you make a lot more money, millions and billions of dollars, what would be the point of all this? Like why do you want to make so much money?
So you could change the world.
Okay, so how would you change the world for you?
I would let's say I'd like make more apartments so more people could live in. I'll like open more places.
Okay, good. Okay, so what else you do that you believe that would contribute to you being wealthy in life? What are the habits and behaviors that you have to do and people have to do to become actually really wealthy?
Well, I read, I invest in stocks. My dad has bought me like some gold and to invest in like silver.
Okay. So tell me why gold and silver are really important, or why the habit of investing, saving, buying precious metal is really important. Why?
Because it like doubles in value each like year, like month, or like day. Every time it doubles.
Okay. What other habits that would make a person, would make a 9 years old, would make an 8 years old, would make Melvin, would make Miss Jacqueline, would make me, would make people healthy? Well, tell me two habits, two things I have to do to develop so I can become wealthy.
You have to study,
Okay.
like read books and stuff, and then you also have to.
So why studying is important? Tell me about studying, and why is that important?
Because you can create more knowledge to create more money, and then that's good for you.
So we know, and it's a known fact. So increased wealth always has to do with increased knowledge. So the person who increases more knowledge, the person who increases more value, has more wealth, financial wealth.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I love that you mentioned a different asset class. Did you notice that he mentioned a different asset class, Melvin? Gold and silver, because he says it doubles in value. So that's another asset class. And I love that John has a stock account. Melvin does too. And it kind of, you can look at the different colors on the iPhone, and you can see that he's diversified in a lot of different stocks and bonds. So he loves that. And he loves seeing that his stock account is growing, sometimes losing a lot of money, right? So it kind of goes like this. So a lot more risky than investing in an apartment building.
Yes, and that's why we love apartments. We love real estate, because people will always, right, Melvin, they'll always keep, needing places to live, a shelter to be in. So that need will never stop, right? So which means it will continue forever. People will always need a house. They'll always need an apartment to live in. And we love apartments because they're always going to keep going up in value, because there'll always be demand for it, right? So that's why it creates wealth, because it increases value. So we love apartments.
Absolutely. So John, let me tell you about what Melvin learned. So I've been going to this group in New York. It's called Women Funding the World. I would love to get your mom to come with me one time. And there's a bunch of people in there that there's this thing called venture capitalists. So I want Melvin to explain seed capital. So remember, it starts with an idea, right? Okay, so explain to John what seed capital is.
So say you have to start your business and you need seed capital, sorry. So you give somebody equity, which is part of your business, and they give you seed capital back.
Right. So, somebody needs to start their business. You need investors, and they actually call that seed capital, like a seed that you're planting in the dirt. So it's really cool. So I wanted Melvin to learn one more concept, because I want to do this for him this year. So angel investing. Mm-hmm. So let's say that you want to invest in one of these ideas. You would be considered an angel investor. And what does that mean?
So it's like when you're younger and you invest, and you could 30x times your money, or even 40x
your money. So John, listen to this. We did this on a calculator. If we invest $25,000 for Melvin, and this idea happens to become a really good idea, and he 40x's the money, he could have $1 million by the time he's 18.
Yeah, that's angel investing.
So we thought that was super cool. So we want to get Melvin to be an angel investor this year, and also invest in an apartment building with his mom and dad.
That's awesome. That's incredible and exciting. And the term angel investing, how cool is that?
Angel investing. At first, I didn't understand it. So I had to ask a question like, are they flying around? Are they up in the sky looking down on you? Because I didn't know what that was. So
and that's another category of investment that is out there, part of diversification. It's a lot more sophisticated. it's a lot more risky as well. But with more risk, more potential return.
Yeah.
So
with apartment buildings, you only maybe double your money, right? And this can 50x, but you can also lose it pretty quick, right?
correct.
So, yeah. So
it will be a
lot of risk
percentage.
involved.
It will be a percentage of the total capital that the person has that you would invest in, startups.
Yep.
You don't go invest like 40% of your total capital into startups. That's very risky. I mean, unless you're an expert by then, So it's an awesome category.
Yeah, awesome. So hey, I want to ask Melvin and I want to ask John a question. So honey, I know you're interested in airplanes and you want to be a pilot when you grow up. So by investing, what is it going to help you do when you become a pilot?
So it's gonna make my profit rise as I'm a pilot.
Yep.
So I can have more money and have a good life with my family and real estate.
Awesome. So what that means is your money, you're going to be earning like double the amount of money. If you're going to be flying for one of these big airlines, your money that you're investing in is making money too, and you don't have to do anything to make money. Mm-hmm. So maybe one day you'll be able to fly your friend John over there around and you guys can go have dinner in California together, go fly to Mexico for the weekend. You can leave mom and dad. We'll be old by then. So you can leave us at home. Cool. So John, what do you want to do when you grow up besides become wealthy?
So I want to become a runner and go to the Olympics.
Oh, that's
John
awesome.
He's been practicing. He's been having a coach and he's been running in races for how many years?
A year and a half.
Year and a half? Okay, for a year and a half.
Awesome.
So he's pretty serious about it. And
awesome.
Pretty good about it. Yes.
Awesome. Well, Melvin loves to run too because daddy's a runner. So we need to figure out some time to get you boys together. And how cool would it be when you're like 16 or 17 to have an apartment deal together?
Oh, yeah.
Really cool.
That'll be super cool. Super cool. All right, guys. You want to say anything to John and his dad?
I don't know what to say.
Melvin, thank you so much.
You're
This was
welcome.
really awesome. It was really nice meeting. I know I've met you before briefly, but this is awesome. So now I know you and you're a very good speaker too.
Thank you.
You're really awesome in speaking and your mom has done a good job teaching you and your dad has done a great job. We love you guys.
Thank you. And John, maybe we can get together soon so you guys can go running together. Or he likes to play soccer and football, and maybe he can show you a thing or two about airplanes.
What do you want to say, John?
I'm playing tackle football, and I like soccer. It's like my second favorite sport.
Sweet. What about lacrosse?
Look, I've never played it.
No?
But it's a fun sport.
Yeah, that's probably a little safer than football.
Yeah.
So that's why we like it. He looks like a football player, but it's
That's
not
awesome.
as dangerous. Well, anyways, hey, we love you guys. I would love to like do another podcast in 6 months or so we can see how you've grown. And can't wait to see where you're going to be when you're 8 and when you're 9. When you're 9 and 10. Because I have a feeling there's great things in your future.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Jacqueline, thank you so much.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Let's do it again.
Guys.
Melvin, let's do it again.
Yeah, that was fun. You're a really smart kid.
Thank you.
And you are as well.
You are as well.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Awesome, guys. Have a great day. We'll talk to you later. Ciao.
Jacqueline. Bye-bye.